Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have a crazy current events video for you guys. I haven't done one of these in a few months because I've just been busy with just a lot of different games and content on the channel. But if you're unfamiliar with this series, what I basically do in this series is I look at a bunch of, ridiculous stories that are going on and I kind of react and give my opinion on it. And this is one that really caught my attention. So a lot of you guys have asked me to do another crazy current events video, but this one here, this one I just came across and this story kind of really pissed me off, and I just feel so bad for the employees that went through this. But you read the title correctly. This is not clickbait or anything. This really happened. This man, 30-year-old man at a McDonald's in Canada, just went absolutely crazy. He destroyed the counter, pushed a bunch of things over, he threw a bicycle, and then actually got into a fight with 3 cops in the parking lot. And over what? What was this all over? Over a $5 Happy Meal. That's right, a $5 Happy Meal. So he had to wait in line for God knows a few more minutes, and then this guy had this massive temper tantrum like an absolute moron. So let me play this video for you guys, and I'll link this video down below for you guys. And I'll also link the Reddit post, because the Reddit post doesn't show another 30 seconds in which he actually gets into a confrontation with the police afterwards.
I'll just show you for my food. No, you don't get no food. If you're gonna make it like this, look at how fast the cars are going through, and then look how long I waited. Okay, you can suck my dick, and then we'll talk later. I paid for food. I paid for food. I paid for food. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Give me a fucking refund. Give me a fucking refund. Fucking dumb fucks. Don't tell me to fucking get me out of here when I fucking pay for food, you stupid fucks. Hey!
What the?
He then fought with police as they tried to arrest him. 2 restaurant employees, 2 police officers, and the suspect all sustained minor injuries. The suspect is facing possible charges of assault and assaulting a police officer and mischief over $5,000.
Okay, so where do I start with this? Now, this guy is basically a male Karen. That's exactly what this guy is. Now, the thing is, though, is there's a lot of misconceptions that go on where people think that Karens, that everybody that acts like that is a woman, when I know for a fact I worked in retail, 6 years. I know there's plenty of men that act just like Karens, and this is exactly what this is. This is a male Karen, somebody that's throwing a temper tantrum, and somebody that's also dangerous, being violent and aggressive. All of this over a $5 meal. And I'm going to be reading you guys this article here. I'll link this article down below. This is from Vancouver Sun. A disgruntled fast food customer is facing assault charges after he flew into a violent rage at Richmond McDonald's. Police say the man was at a fast food restaurant in Ironwood Plaza in Richmond around 3:40 p.m. Tuesday when he allegedly started damaging property because he was unhappy with the service. The man also got into an altercation with police officers. A video posted on social media showed a man yelling profanities at McDonald's workers and toppling over a display case, plexiglass barriers, and a point-of-scale machine from the counter. He also threw a trash can at workers. That's assault. I'm just waiting for my food, the man could be heard saying to an employee. Look at how fast those cars are going, and look how long I've waited. He could be heard repeatedly asking for his money back, even though staff said they will give him a refund. So a little background on what's been going on here. What happened was this guy placed a Happy Meal order, which is, most people know that's a kid's meal order. I don't know if this was for him or for somebody else, but regardless, he placed a kid's meal order. And what happened was the guy got really impatient that he actually smashed a bottle of hand sanitizer that was on the counter. Now, this part wasn't filmed. What happened was the person who started filming the incident, that person started filming after the person smashed the hand sanitizer because they figured that there was going to be something more that was going to happen, and they were right. So he smashed this hand sanitizer, bin on the counter, and what ended up happening was he got back in line, and then one of the McDonald's workers, I'm assuming it was the manager, said, who smashed this? Who destroyed this? And the guy that was online at the time denied it. The guy that was front in line, had nothing to do with it. The guy that was actually right behind him was the guy who ended up doing it, and he just said, I'm just waiting for my food. How stupid is that? You're just waiting for your food, so you smash a bottle of hand sanitizer right on the counter, and he wants his money back. And the thing is, the staff actually said, we'll give you your money back. We'll give you your $5 refund back. Now, I read one other story in which they said that they got his order mixed up. That was the reason for the delay. But I don't know, what the reason for the delay is. But regardless, it doesn't give you a right to act like a total moron. It doesn't give you a right to act like a total idiot, like an arrogant, aggressive moron like this guy is. And I'll say this, I'm very sympathetic to people that work in this industry. I worked in retail for several years. And I'll say that in my experience, I think working in the food industry is even worse than working in retail, because people in the food industry, the customers there, are some of the worst people that you can possibly encounter. Obviously, not every customer. The majority of people are nice, but you do have those, customers that are idiots and, do really dumb things. Oftentimes, they'll throw temper tantrums and complain. Usually won't get to this point, but, you have customers that are just really, really rude and nasty, especially in that industry. And what I mean by this is anybody that works in the food industry watching this video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll have customers that will complain, saying, oh, my food's too cold, my food's too hot, my food's not cooked the right way, oh, you got my order wrong. It'll always be something. It'll always be something. They will never be happy. And some customers intentionally do this just so that they can get free food. So people will intentionally, constantly make complaints over this. They'll do stupid things like this just so that they can get free food. And, continuing the story here, 2 restaurant employees as well as 2 officers who responded to the incident were allegedly assaulted and sustained minor injuries, said Richmond RCMP. The suspect also had minor injuries and was taken to hospital for treatment. William David Scott Jolly, 30, of Delta, appeared in Richmond Provincial Court Wednesday charged of mischief, assaulting a police officer, and willfully resisting or obstructing a peace officer. The mischief and assault part, that is the part where he was, causing chaos in McDonald's. The assaulting a police officer, that's everything that happened outside in the parking lot. Now remember, this guy actually threw a bike. His next court date is August 18th. So let me show you guys the video here one more time. At this point, when the guy's actually walking out of the restaurant, you'll hear some guy say, hey, and this part isn't recorded, but you actually see a bike on the floor. So the guy was just so angry that he just picked up a bike and threw it. And how stupid is this for this guy going to court? Imagine this guy appears in court and they're reading off exactly what happened. Guys waiting on a $5 Happy Meal gets too impatient, smashes a bottle of hand sanitizer, and then proceeds to destroy the entire McDonald's counter, threatening and assaulting the employees. Then throws a guy's bike in the parking lot and gets into a fight with 3 cops in the parking lot. How stupid is this whole situation for this, to get charged with something like that? This guy's an idiot. And this guy, this is going to go on his record. And, everyone is going to see this now. This guy's name is on the news. They're going to see this now. Good luck trying to get a job anywhere now. Good luck anybody trying to hire you, or maybe if you even have a job, you're probably going to lose it at this point, just because you acted like a total moron because you couldn't wait an extra few minutes for your Happy Meal and you had to take it out on the employees. Idiot. One time I remember when I actually, when I used to work in retail, I had a 30-minute break, and so there was actually a McDonald's down the road from me. It was a 5-minute, drive, and so I had a 30-minute break, probably a minute to get to my car, which was parked in the front. 5 minutes to get there, and one time, I had to wait 15 to 20 minutes for a meal, but the thing is, and I only had 5 minutes to eat most of it, but the thing is, though, is I never got mad at the employees. I was always a pretty patient person. I understood that the employees were busy. It was a pretty busy location, and I'll tell you, though, a lot of these fast food restaurants, they will expect their employees to basically just do 3 things at once, constantly running around the kitchen, constantly cleaning, cooking this at the same time, and it's it's not fair to the employees. A lot of these places are very understaffed, and so these employees are extremely overwhelmed with this. And the guys, complaining about the people in the drive-through, but you got somebody working in the drive-through, you got somebody in the kitchen, you got people just running around, people on the register also. It's not easy to manage all those things at once, and you gotta be as a team, you gotta communicate. So the people that think that McDonald's is like the easiest job in the world, it's not true. Working in that industry, it's not true that it's like the easiest job in the world. It's not true. People mistake that a lot of times. And I'll say this also, during the pandemic, what happened is a lot of people, have learned to work online. A lot of people, have learned about the stock market. People are looking for jobs in other fields, and there's massive labor shortages now. And, these companies can't find people to, work in these positions. And the thing is, you can't even blame the employees. I'm actually really happy for the employees that they actually managed to get out of these fields and, pursue their dreams. Because, think about it this way, do you really want to go back to that type of environment where, you're getting shouted by customers, dealing with rude customers on a basis? I'm not saying that customers are going to throw stuff at you like this guy, but, just constantly running around, dealing with rude and nasty customers all day, constantly complaining about their orders, and, being paid a little bit above minimum wage. Is that really worth it? You can't blame these people for quitting in mass droves, because that's exactly what's happening. That's why a lot of these places can't find employees, because they just don't see it as worth it. They don't see it as worth it going back to that type of job for just barely above minimum wage. And I'll tell you this other thing: even when these places like retail, fast food, these massive companies, even if they have the money, even if they have people that want to work in that field, they have plenty of people that they want to hire. A lot of times these places are still understaffed because these companies are so greedy. The way that these CEOs and these district managers, the way that they have their mindset is they basically think, oh, well, we could get we could have 2 people that can do the job of 4 people. Why do we need 5 people when we can have 3 people working on shift? Or why do we need 6 people when we can have 4 people working on shift instead? And we could have them multitasking constantly. And what happens is you have a bunch of people doing 3 things at once, getting severely overwhelmed, and then basically these long lines appear because of that. Because of these companies completely understaffing people. And these idiotic customers, when they complain and throw these temper tantrums, they take it out on the employees, like it's somehow the employee's fault. It's not even the fault of the manager. It's actually the fault of corporate. If you wanna complain to somebody about long lines in a store, long lines in fast food, call up corporate, call up McDonald's corporate, or call up the store's corporate. Write them an email, write them a letter, say why are your stores so understaffed? But don't take it out on the employees, because they have nothing to do with this. But this guy, absolute moron, and I hope this guy suffers the severe penalty of the law for this, because this does not give you a right to act like a complete idiot like this. This guy just pissed me off so much. I feel so bad for the employees that they have to go through dealing with an absolute moron like this. I can't imagine how the employees were feeling, but that's it. I hope the guy suffers the full penalty of the law for this. This is unacceptable. And if this guy is willing to go this crazy and be this insane over a $5 Happy Meal, I can't imagine what else he'd go insane. This is how he acts over a $5 Happy Meal. How is he going to act over something else? Let me know what you guys think of this down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you guys enjoyed this series, I do have a crazy current events playlist. I'll have that linked at the end. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.